Hello, how are you? Welcome to another video. We're doing another tarot reading. Tarot, because who does not love a tarot reading? Oh my god, I just realized. So, okay, I don't know if you remember, but in the last video, if you're new here, hi, my name is Caroline. I do tarot and also music. And in the last reading, I thought that I lost a card, but it turns out I had lost a card. I had lost a different card. So I do have the number 4 card, which is the Emperor. Oh my gosh, the Lover's card comes out again. Why is this love energy so pervasive? Prevalence in the life. So yeah, as I was saying, which Archangel Jophiel, if you can please assist me in being clear in this reading and bringing forth a message of clarity and like decisiveness and love, I would illuminate their souls, please. And that would be great. But yeah, it turns out the card that I've actually lost. So I do have the Emperor card, which is a major arcana. The card that I've lost, of all cards, which is so wild because this card I have tattooed on my body. I tattooed this symbol on my body, and it is the Three of Swords, which is, as you may be aware, is the card of grief. And yeah, like heavy-heartedness, it's literally being stabbed, the heart. Oh wow, and the Emperor's here as we were talking about it. So yes, I've set the intention and I've called in some angels and guides and to assist in this reading. And so I was getting actually a pre-message before starting this, and so the pre-message was coming through into my body, and I felt it in my like core, so like in my stomach kind of like area, and it was, if I can read this, about how you're building strength right now and will. And so this is, or they need strength. It's saying you need strength and you're building, and we'll see that it comes into being. So you're building something and this is creating that strength. I also got some information today about how this year, the first half of the year was, wow, there's like some kind of like energy, wow, in my eyes. So I guess I don't need to fully explain the whole concept, but essentially that this year you may have been feeling like a clearing out, and right now you may also be feeling like some kind of clearing out. For me, I have been feeling, and this has to do with ascension, like when you grow, you do have to like, let go, and this is a part of creation. So I just saw on the timer, 333s, which has to do with creativity. Also has to do with collaboration because 3 is a crowd. And so that's also what it has to do with. You can look up that number sequence. 3s are very flexible numbers, very social number. So what the heck? We just got this card too. So this is literally the number 3 card, which of 3 of Pentacles, which means building in collaboration. So, the 3 of Cups has to do with like, let your hair down, let loose, party, let the emotions flow, let it all out, connect, go out, enjoy. This card is more a card of like, you are finding success and building more stability and getting into this new phase. You might be meeting, because of this clearing out, you might be meeting, ooh, wow, with the Tower, which may be part of the clearing out. If old connections maybe have been cleared out. That's what happened for me at the start of this year. Like a lot, like old things that we're not built with a steady foundation. We're not built on a solid foundation had been cleared out for me. So anything built on lies, anything built on mistruths, which is the same as lies, anything built on mistruth, lies, mistruths, yeah, just anything not aligned to your soul, anything that was like a shortcut or something. And this is more so building something in collaboration, co-creation with maybe a soul group who are building like a foundation together. And you know, it's like a religious temple too, which is, you know, it's okay, the pentacles have to do with materializing things into physical form. So 555's there, so big change. Speaks to big change because when you create a sacred monument here on the earth, it's more physical, it's more like dense. So it has not that air energy, right? It has the energy of physicality, and physical earth, like, is very, how shall I say this? Not non-changeable, but you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's not non-changeable, but it's very dense kind of thing. Like, and you know, there are ways around, you know, Egypt probably could have, maybe it was built in a day because of just the things that went on there. So I'm not saying that, you know, you can't make really fast changes. Hello. The tower, which is, you know, very quick change in like the downward stroke of a way. But what we're talking about here is the strength that is being built through this, building of your will right now. Your will is being built through this kind of way of walking, which is maybe new, maybe foreign to you. It was giving me like the image of I was saying gathering momentum, and I felt, well, it's giving me the image of like working out. You know how when you exercise, like it's like the will required to like make yourself do it. Like so many times today in my head there flashed the image of me like doing push-ups on the ground, and I was like, oh my god, body, really? Right now I'm like so comfortable seated down. I'm like, because especially, I don't know, I have a very, in my body, like I feel like it's kind of like more of like a, like I feel like lethargy in my body. I feel like I have a heavy body, like a slow moving kind of body. Like my body's like very, and like likes to sit. It likes to sit. That's what my body likes to do. And here's the Judgment card. Change the topic. But yeah, so the Judgment happens right after the Sun card and before the World card. So it's kind of like, you know, it's that era where you're like reviewing things, which is kind of like what happens when you pass over the threshold after you've come out of into heaven. When you've come into heaven, it's like you're reviewing your life, right? You hear the trumpet sound, and it's kind of giving me the feeling of what's going on, like where you're kind of like just in this waiting room, you're in this office, you're like, yeah, things are chill, like maybe things of like with the, oh, and there's a King of Cups, and maybe you're just like feeling through some like energies and like emotions and like things that have like gone on. You're kind of just like, you know, you're like vibing, really, you're straight, flowing through these emotions. Honestly, I was getting some grief coming up because for me, I was like having to let go of this idea of me. I had this backup plan for myself, for my life, of like how things could be, and I don't know, today I just got the real deep feeling in my heart of like, oh crap, like that is like old baggage that I've been holding on to that I need to let go of. Like this idea of me being like a art teacher or something is like something maybe like someone taught to me, like people in my life had hoped that I would do this or something so that I could like save my soul, or so that I could like be involved in society or something. And like there was like something in my heart of like I found I was like, you know, I was pretty not really, didn't have any activities today. Like I had genuinely set aside a day for me to just be bored, like, and like just really kind of just, I don't know, just like, you know, because they say boredom is like very healthy, you know, as well as being in nature and meditating on the path to like enlightenment, because people, you know, do so much. It's almost like another addiction, like this workaholism, this constant activity, like thinking about the future of like when I have to be here at this time. And like, you know, of course that's a whole other skill, being on time to things and being organized, that I'm learning. But of course, like there's another side, which is learning to just be bored and like not have anything to do really. And of course I did eventually find things to do, which clearing out my closet and getting rid of like this stuff. Wow. Yeah, this stuff, which was actually, as funny enough, a lot of these papers which I'd been holding on to from past students that I tutored and things like that. So yeah, so that is a little bit of information about me. I guess now you know that I have been tutoring kids. And yeah, like that has been a little bit, yeah, like a grieving process a little bit. And like it wasn't super heavy, because I feel like at my elevation of consciousness or whatever, like, you know, and like with this like understanding and awareness, and I was saying the number on the timer here, 12, and I'm not entirely sure what that means. If you know, you can comment it down below if you like. But you know, it'd be great for me to learn it at some point. But the King of Cups, he's yeah, it's also a romantic energy too. So, you know, maybe you're in this like holding space, and also someone like romantically is coming. If you're like, you know, like a female, if you're like male, then maybe this is you, and you're like coming into that like balanced like place of, or maybe you're just like supporting yourself really well through your emotions, and you have these structures, or at least this is how I was feeling, in place to actually feel your grief. And like, you know, I feel like this is like a creative thing too. Like I feel like there can be like transmutation that occurs creatively through this feeling, because I don't know, he seems like an artful kind of guy. Like look at his little ring he's got on his finger there. Like I feel like his robe is like golden too, like seeing triple threes again. So yeah, this could actually point to some kind of transformation you're undergoing, some kind of glow up, and it could also involve others, and like you going out and being in social spaces, because you know, when you're in social spaces, it's like that's like your time to shine. I feel like that's, and the number 3 has to do with yeah, social spaces, shining. Like if you think about the Enneagram. And then we have the 9 of Wands here, and also death on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, so as this relates, as this relates to finishing out, because I take this card to mean, well, honestly, I need to revise, but in my mind, what this card means is like, you're like really close to the end of a cycle, because it's a 9, and a 9 is always, in my mind, about like, wow, I just saw mirrored numbers there, and 144. So it's almost about like you coming really close to the end of something, which, yeah, that this feels like you are holding like a level. You're holding a frequency or like an energetic through this building of your will, which is like what you're doing in this like holding space where you're still like imagining what's coming next, or you're still you know, you're in this holding space with the King of Cups where you're like feeling things and you're like clearing out your closets or like old things from the past, it could be, and you're like coming really close to, you're still having to be, I don't want to say hyper vigilant, but like it's like you're right on the edge. Like I'm seeing in my mind's eye, there's this movie where this guy has to follow this, like there's an owl and it's at the top. He has to follow his quest to find gold, and everybody else has left. And he's like the last person there, and he's like digging and digging this hole. This owl hoots from the top of a tree, so that could be somehow significant to you. It could be speaking to the wisdom that you will gain or that is gleaned through this process of attainment, through this Gnostic process of actually going and achieving the thing, actually going out and for yourself and learning to how to yeah, because this is like the end. So there's like the end of, ooh, this could be a cool thumbnail. I hold up. So this is like the end, right? Really? So it's kind of like you're learning how to hold until the end of the cycle, if that makes sense. Like you're learning how to hold steady, hold this pace, this vibration, hold a frequency. Because he's holding here, and look, he's like injured too. So yeah, to me in this movie, this man is like really scraped up. He's like bloody, he's battered, but somehow, some way, he's like crawling through the door, and he's like, this is my door. He's like, this is my gold. And he goes, and he's like, in the end he gets it. And it's just like, at the end of the film, you're just like in awe. Not that I've seen it, I just saw a clip, but at the end of that clip, like, or I saw some kind of documentary little thing about it, the concept that it's exploring, and it was an example about this idea of this this idea. Anyway, I don't need to explain it really, I don't need to go into it, but yeah, just the feeling of like, oh, like wow, like after all of that, the honor that comes with that, but the devastation is like, wow, you've seen some shit, man. And like, yeah, like death, this card comes right before the Temperance card, I believe. So yeah, you're about to see an angel, brother. But yeah, the will, gathering momentum, allowing in this grounding energy to the core of your being. So yeah, I was thinking like exercise or working out could be important. It just, to me, it felt like this really like tenseness in my core that I could feel. Yeah. And yeah, I was also hearing like, there's this song by Erica DeCasier. It's called You Can't Always Get What You Want. You can't always know it's called You Can't Always Get What You Want. And that was running through my head as well as I was sort of writing this channeling. And I think that was sort of, to me, maybe some kind of wisdom that was kind of telling me about how sometimes it is wiser and sometimes it is smarter to withhold for a time and say no, because the next morning it's almost like you're going to have, it's like when you don't drink that extra drink that night, when you actually like say no, or like your friend is like, no, you've had enough, and like, yeah, you're doing it in a balanced way. Oh my god, I just got like some thing in my eye again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, any fear energies, ask for those to be cleared with permission. Yeah, and yeah, maybe you're setting more boundaries, and this is bringing, because yeah, I think that's kind of what I am hoping to practice a bit more. And you're able to cultivate your own energy and keep your own energy more for your own self, if that makes sense. And yeah, that is very powerful energy. And yeah, maybe not like spending it with frivolity, but more so with discernment, and yeah, speaking your mind fully. So I'm just like reading random things from my journal now, actually. So but yeah, so I feel like I must have gotten, yeah, it feels like I've gotten all the messages. But yeah, it's almost like when you save money and you like put it in your bank account, and then you have like a little bit of money extra, and then you can like, sometimes that's wiser than like, and that feels actually better than kind of like just spending your money now, you know. And it requires a little bit of will. And I think that is the message that I was getting today. Like that small little bit of will, that extra tiny thing, actually can make a big difference. And it like rolls you upwards in your elevation. And it brings you into like a positive kind of overflow. And it feels like that's kind of like where you're going. And like what phase you're in right now. And yeah, slightly withholding, so then you can, you know, it's like building this energy to this greater kind of finale, you know. It's very interesting how everything goes back to, yeah. Well, you know, it's like, you know, you're heading towards a big climax, baby. What can I say? Anyway, yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope this reached you if this is for you, and I know that it reached you if this is for you. And if you're watching this, then I know that a message in here was for you, and if not, then you did receive a transmission of energy. And yes, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I will end this reading out now. I sort of want to pull out one more card if my video doesn't cut out. Okay, and what is this card? Strength! I knew this was gonna come out. What the heck? In my head, I was like, betcha this card, because that's what this whole reading is about. It's like you're building this strength, or you need this strength, or you're building this will right now. And yeah, like, yeah, well done. And yeah, I believe in you and believe in yourself. And yeah, it's like you are taming that smaller desire so that you can get the bigger desire. And yeah, wind yourself upward into your power, and into a higher elevation of like consciousness. Wow, what an awesome reading. Huh. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, so yeah, the only thing that can really get you is like, yeah, 5 of Wands here, which is like, yeah, it's just those like little petty thoughts, you know. and you can say no. You can say no to them. Yeah. And even the smallest act of will is powerful. So yes, thank you so much. And yeah, I hope you're feeling the new energy and just allowing, oh my god, my eyes again. Yeah, just allowing like those old things to like be cycled out. And yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, I look forward to the next cycle with you where yeah, you'll be in your, we'll be yeah, in a new cycle, in a new like kind of phase that we're like building together. So yeah, here's the new earth, and I just need to get out here. So bye, peace out, mwah mwah.